Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, a man accused of gunning down a healthcare CEO on the streets of New York appearing in court yesterday. The charges coming up. And a House committee released their report over a former congressman once poised to be Trump's attorney general. The details just ahead. And just ahead of the new year, Animal Services reaches their adoption goals. We'll tell you how many furry friends they help to find a home.
And it may be Christmas Eve and tomorrow may be Christmas, but Texas weather never wants to cooperate. We are still expecting some strong to severe thunderstorms to come our way overnight tonight and maybe some more for Thursday. All that the weather coming up.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and happy Christmas Eve.
That's right. Happy Christmas Eve and happy only less than 24 hours away from Christmas.
And what's the countdown to the new year, Parker?
Countdown to the new year. It's a week after Christmas, so we're looking at 8 days.
Nice.
7 days and some change on hours.
You're like my personal calculator.
There you go.
I love it.
Well, if y'all are counting down all the days until Christmas, maybe you're counting down the hours. Maybe y'all should be counting down the hours until the weather gets here, because tonight we are still expecting, like I just said, some strong or some severe thunderstorms to come our way overnight tonight, which is absolutely incredible for Christmas night. Incredible in the bad way. But looking at your alert day details, because we have officially issued alert day for today because it's looking a little bit nasty for tonight. Look at the timing for when that line gets here. It's going to be between 9 p.m. tonight for your Christmas Eve night all the way through 6 a.m. tomorrow Christmas morning, right around the time that Santa will be delivering presents and y'all will be putting up the finishing touches on your home for Christmas Day tomorrow. And now that risk area is going to include all of the Crossroads. Yesterday we were thinking it's just our northern counties. Now it's all of us. We're all included in that risk for today. What y'all could expect with that line tonight is going to be some strong gusty winds with the stronger thunderstorms, that is, gusting up to 60 to 70 miles an hour at times. Some small hail. We're not expecting large hail tonight. I'm expecting some small, non-damaging hail, so I don't think you need to worry about covering your car, but hail up to 3/4 of an inch and some definitely very, very heavy rain, which could lead us to some flash flooding concerns because we haven't had any heavy good rain in a solid 3-4 months. But before we get to all that, right now you're looking live in Victoria. You can see we're dealing with fog this morning. Lots to talk about weather today. 62 right now, dew point 1 degree off is bringing us the high humidity. This computer right here says 1 mile visibility. Looking at this one though, an 1/8 mile. We're down to the hundreds of feet this morning. Dangerous fog out there this morning. Please be careful. We actually have special weather statements issued for all those counties that have the fog going until 9 a.m. when that starts clearing. But looking at your radar, that's going to be pretty clear until tonight. And we're going to look at all the details of that and more coming up later on Sunrise.
Luigi Mangione, the man accused of fatally gunning down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on a Manhattan street, pled not guilty Monday morning. The 11-count indictment includes 3 murder charges, including murder as an act of terrorism. If convicted, he faces a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Monday's arraignment at New York State Criminal Court in Manhattan made the second court appearance in New York for Mangione since police arrested him at a fast food restaurant in Pennsylvania. The House Ethics Committee released their report finding over their investigation into Matt Gaetz Monday morning. The report concluded there is substantial evidence Gaetz violated House rules. It also found evidence that Gaetz violated other standards of conduct, including prohibitions on prostitution, statutory rape, illicit drug use, impermissible gifts, special favors or privileges, and obstruction of Congress. Gaetz has denied any wrongdoing and in a series of posts on social media has denied paying for sex. We'll go to Washington for more later. Now to North Carolina, where an officer was killed in a supermarket shootout. The suspect then leading police on a high-speed chase.
This morning, authorities in Greensboro, North Carolina, mourning the death of an officer and father just 2 days before Christmas.
We want to honor the life and service of Officer Michael Horan, who was killed in the line of duty this morning.
Officer Michael Horan, a 6-year veteran of the force, was responding to a report of a man walking the aisles of this Food Lion grocery store with a pistol in his pocket just before 11 a.m. when shots rang out.
Gunshots inside the Food Lion. Everyone is exiting the business.
Our Greensboro station speaking with Food Lion employees who were just across the street when the shots were fired.
So it was just like a shock, and
it's just pretty scary, honestly.
We're a family.
Yeah, so my biggest fear was that my people were all okay, and of course all the other customers as well.
The suspect fled the scene, making it about 150 miles before police caught up with him after a high-speed chase. Chopper video shows this Cadillac SUV surrounded by police with all the doors open.
Thanks to the help of multiple partners, the offender is in custody and there is no threat to the public.
Horan's fellow officers yesterday paying tribute to a man they called an example of what an officer should be.
He was an excellent officer. He had an outstanding reputation inside the department and in the community. We ask that you please keep his family, friends, and fellow officers in your thoughts and prayers.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Panic erupted inside a Texas mall last night after a person was shot near the building. The incident happened near the Katy Mills Mall just before 5:30 Monday. Officers responded to reports of gunfire inside the building as multiple emergency units secured the area. They found there was no active shooter. It's still unclear exactly where the shooting happened at the mall, but there is no indication that it happened inside the building. An investigation is underway. All non-emergency city offices, including the public library, will be closed today and on Christmas Day. However, Victoria Environmental Services will run as normal today. Recycling pickup scheduled for Christmas Day will be picked up on Saturday instead. And if you notice some extra trash piling up from the holiday season, no worries. Starting Thursday, December 26th, residents can leave out extra trash on their regularly scheduled trash pickup days. The city reminds you to place extra cans at least 5 feet away from your city trash cart. The city will also pause yard waste collection from December 25th through the 31st to accommodate the change in collection scheduled. However, the landfill and compost site will still remain mostly open throughout the holiday week, closing only for Christmas and New Year's Day. And as the holiday season comes to a close, the city is also prepared for live Christmas tree collection. Starting January 2nd on your regular yard waste collection days, the city will collect live Christmas trees. You must remove all lights, ornaments, and artificial material from the tree. If the tree is flocked, the city cannot take it and no artificial trees will be collected. Victoria County Animal Services surpassed their goal this year with a record-breaking number of adoptions. As of Monday, 511 pets have found their forever home, marking the highest number of adoptions in the city's history. The previous record was 398 adoptions in 2013. Officials say reaching the milestone took the efforts of the community, fosters, volunteers, and local businesses and families. Even with the success of hundreds of animals are still waiting for their chance to be adopted. Animal Services Director Mark Sloat says they'll stay ambitious with their goals moving forward.
You know, it's been a lot of work. We only have one adoption counselor here. We have to answer the phone, do dog adoptions, clean kennels, and also run our calls. So it's been, you know, a huge undertaking of our staff. Our clerk has to do adoptions. I help with adoptions. Everybody kind of has to step up and help.
Animal Services took in more than 1,800 animals this year, which means they adopted out about 27% of their total intake. Sloat credits the community for their work in finding homes for these animals. He says their goal could even be higher in 2025, hinting that 600 may be the next number to beat in the new year. And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code. It's right there on your screen to take part. We want to know, have you ever adopted a dog from a local shelter? 72% of you say yes, and 28% of you say no. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. And remember to follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 6:38 on our Tuesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. A community gathers to remember a teacher killed in Madison after a student opened fire.
Continued fallout into the alleged conduct of former Congressman Matt Gaetz. I'm Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with what the bipartisan committee found and how Gaetz is responding this morning.
And also coming up next after the break in the full forecast, we'll take a look at the timing and all the details of that line of strong thunderstorms that will be coming our way overnight tonight. But coming up later on Sunrise, we'll take a look at the next system that will likely be coming our way later this week. Well, good morning, Crossroads. You're looking live in foggy Cuero. You can see that fog is starting to really settle down over there in Cuero. It's starting to look a little bit worse over there, so please be careful. As that sun starts to come up, though, it's going to start burning away our fog all the way down to some mostly sunny skies for the afternoon. That'll happen around 9 a.m. But otherwise, right now, if you're heading out the door right about now, 65 in Cuero, no need for a jacket. Just please be careful on the roads because we've got the humidity up to 99, basically 100% with the high dew point this morning. But with the humidity so high this morning, that's going to allow for the thunderstorms to become strong to severe for overnight hours. That coupled with the sun that is going to be providing a little bit of energy off the land heated air for today. Looking at your future quadrant radar for today, you will also notice there is a slight, very low chance for rain today for like the daytime today. And I think it's going to be in the morning time when chances at 20%. Going to be really spotty in nature and really light showers if you do see anything, because all the heavy stuff is coming our way overnight tonight. Might be 1 or 2 spotty showers in the late afternoon, but after that, here it comes. Here comes that line, that front that we were talking about ever since last week. Here's 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and then midnight. So I'm thinking, I'm going to go ahead and say, I think sometime around 10:30 to 11:30, maybe just before midnight, it's going to start entering our northern counties first. We're talking up in Gonzales County. Then it's going to pass our central counties next. Here's 2 a.m., 3 a.m. for your Christmas morning, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and 6 a.m. So I'm thinking after 6 or 7 a.m. it's going to eject all the way down into the Gulf, and we're looking at a lovely Christmas day tomorrow with partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies and low to mid 70s highs. Look at that Christmas forecast later as well, because looking at your rainfall totals, some of us could pick up a real quick 1.5 inches, maybe even 3 inches, so please be careful with that. That's going to lead us to maybe heavier rain is going to be the main threat today. Damaging wind, second main threat. Large hail is going to be small threat. It's going to be small hail is going to be the main threat. And tornado threat definitely going to be really low. Just make sure to stay weather aware tonight. We're going to keep y'all updated as the night progresses. But coming up next, we're going to look at that main threat, the next threat that's coming on Thursday.
More breaking news for you this morning. A technical issue disrupted American airline flights nationwide early this morning. The Federal Aviation Administration said American requested a ground stop for all its flights. They wrote, "We're currently experiencing a technical issue with all American Airlines flights." That's what the airline wrote in a social media post. And they added, "Your safety is our utmost priority. Once this is rectified, we'll have you safely on your way to your destination." This is a developing story. We'll have more on our website, crossroadstoday.com. This morning, a closer look into the scathing report on former Congressman Matt Gaetz, Donald Trump's first pick for Attorney General.
This morning, continued fallout into the alleged conduct of former Congressman and Trump ally Matt Gaetz. The bipartisan House Ethics Committee found substantial evidence that Gaetz violated multiple state laws, including accusing him of illegal drug use and allegedly paying nearly $100,000 to 12 different women for sex between 2017 and 2020. According to the report, Gaetz allegedly had sex with a teenager in 2017. He was a freshman congressman, and she had just finished her junior year of high school. Gaetz maintains he did nothing wrong.
I have not had a relationship with a 17-year-old. That is totally false.
The woman, known as Victim A, testifying to the committee that Gaetz had sex with her twice at a party after she, quote, recalled receiving $400 in cash from Representative Gaetz that evening, which she understood to be payment for sex. Victim A said she never told Gaetz she was under 18 at the time, and he did not ask. The House Ethics Committee said the relationship still violated the statutory rape law in Florida. President-elect Donald Trump originally tapped Gaetz to be his next attorney general. However, Gaetz withdrew his name from consideration after facing intense scrutiny from leaks surrounding the report. Gaetz had filed a lawsuit against the committee to try and block its release. When that failed, Gaetz claimed on social media that he's being unfairly targeted. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
A somber day in Madison, Wisconsin, as the community bid farewell to one of its own. The funeral for Aaron West was held Monday. West was a teacher at Abundant Life Christian School who died along with a student last week after a student opened fire in a classroom. Hundreds of people attended the service to remember the teacher. West was 42 years old and the mother of 3 girls. The time is now 6:45 on our Tuesday morning. Still to come on Sunrise, the FDA has approved a new generic injectable comparing to some of the top weight loss medications. We'll have more after the break. Okay, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Debbie and Jared. To my son, happy birthday to us. I love you.
Oh, I love that. Happy birthday. And also happy milestone birthday to Dick Clarkson, the New Year's Rockin' Eve host, Ryan Seacrest. He's turning 50 today. Happy birthday, Mr. Seacrest.
And he's living La Vida Loca at Palm Royale. Ricky Martin is celebrating a birthday today.
Ooh.
The Puerto Rican artist is 53.
Ooh, happy 53rd, Mr. Ricky Martin. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com. Click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
All right, the time is now 6:46 on our Tuesday morning. I want to wish my friends Ward and Louise
happy birthday.
a happy birthday today. And happy birthday if you're celebrating
That's
one
right.
today.
Happy birthday if you're celebrating today. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. Well, I want to let y'all know if y'all were tuning in with us since last week. We're talking about since like last Wednesday or Thursday. We've been talking about these couple systems that were coming off the Rockies. Really, they were originally coming out of the Pacific. Well, now they're here. We're talking about low number one that is coming off the Rockies right now, but there's another one coming right behind that. We're going to take a look at that here in just a second, because starting out with low number one that is coming off the Rockies much further south than most lows usually do. Usually they come off the Rockies right over here around Kansas and Colorado in the middle of the Great Plains. This one's coming real far south, and that's why it's setting up a good wind shear environment over our heads for possibly some severe weather overnight. You can actually see it right here, just over the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas, spinning counterclockwise. And also right here's the front that is going to be coming our way late overnight tonight. But like I was just saying, there is not just one system out there. We got to watch. There's another one, a second one that will be coming our way later this week. Yeah, another one. Here it is right here in the Eastern Pacific, just west of Canada, west of central Canada. You can see a big system out there. And also, it's extending all the way down here all across the west coast. And this little part of that system will be coming our way over the next, 72 hours, next 3-4 days. Looking at right here is the next 48, next 24, next 36 hours radar loop. You can see as that system comes off the mountains, starting to slowly track eastward. As that happens, it's going to dissipate somewhere over the Dixie Alley states, and that's going to send us the front for overnight tonight and all the storms. But like I said, that's going to be the first system bringing us maybe one round of severe weather for overnight tonight. Yesterday, the threat was all the way up here in our northern counties. Now it's all of our counties. But like I said, that's not the only one. We got another one coming our way on Thursday. I'm not trying to scare y'all, but I'm just trying to show y'all what I see that's going on out there. Here comes the next one, bringing us a near repeat scenario where we may have some more possible severe weather to deal with on Thursday night. But we're going to look at all that more coming up later on Sunrise.
There's a new generic treatment option for people with type 2 diabetes. On Monday, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved a generic version of the daily injectable GLP-1 medicine, liraglutide. That medicine is sold under the brand name Victoza for diabetes. The company that sells the generic version has not disclosed a planned price, only saying that it will cost less than the branded version. Before discounts or insurance, the branded drug costs up to $815 per package. The winner of a $1 billion Mega Millions jackpot has finally come forward. Months after the ticket was sold in New Jersey, the lucky winner claimed the $1.13 billion Mega Millions ticket in what was one of the largest prizes in the game's history earlier this year. New Jersey lottery officials say the winning ticket was bought in the Neptune Township and matched all the numbers drawn on March 26th of this year. The winner, who has chosen to remain anonymous, had 1 year to claim the massive prize and now walks away with a cash payout worth over $537 million before taxes. Still to come on Sunrise. News to know before you go. A trial update for the man accused of an assassination attempt against the president-elect. Stay with us to hear more. An Israeli woman in her 70s who was taken hostage during Hamas's attack on southern Israel on October 7th of last year has died. She was among the 250 hostages the Palestinian militant group took back into Gaza following the surprise attack that left about 1,200 people dead. Israel's subsequent bombardment and ground invasion has killed over 45,000 Palestinians in Gaza, more than half of them women and children. That's according to Gaza's health ministry, which does not distinguish between fighters and civilians in its count. Meanwhile, the Israeli military said this morning it intercepted a projectile launched from Yemen. And more breaking news this morning, a Moscow court sentenced a U.S. citizen to 15 years in prison for espionage. Gene Spector, who was born in Russia but later moved to the United States and received citizenship, had previously been sentenced to 4 years in prison in Russia for acting as an intermediary in a bribe. That's according to state Russian media. Spector is one of a host of U.S. citizens who have been sentenced to lengthy terms in Russian prisons this year. A Florida federal judge has delayed the trial for the man accused of the second assassination attempt on President-elect Donald Trump. Court documents show Ryan Wesley Ruth will now go on trial on September 8th of next year, nearly a year to the day of the assassination attempt. The trial was scheduled to start on February 10th, and asking for the delay, Ruth's attorneys had cited the large amount of evidence in the case. Ruth is facing 5 charges, including attempting to assassinate a presidential candidate. He has pled not guilty. A man is charged with murder after a woman was set on fire on a New York subway. Police say 33-year-old Sebastian Cepeda Khalil is a Guatemalan citizen who entered the U.S. unlawfully sometime in the past 6 years. They say he approached the woman without saying a word and ignited her clothes, engulfing her in flames in a matter of seconds. Authorities say surveillance video shows Cepeda Khalil sitting on a bench watching the woman burn as officers arrived. On Monday, he was charged with first and second degree murder along with arson. The victim died at the scene and has yet to be identified. On Monday, President Joe Biden signed the National Defense Authorization Act into law. While the new law will determine policy and funding for the Defense Department, it also contains a provision the president says he strongly opposes. The new law prohibits gender-affirming care for transgender children of service members. In a statement, the president said it interferes with parents' roles to determine the best care for their children, also saying no service member should have to decide between their family's health care access and their call to serve the country. South Texas coal-fired power plant, coal-fired power plant is going to switch to clean energy after receiving more than $1 billion in federal monies. To read this story and to learn which power plant this is, you can read it on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. Now let's get a look at our sunrise with Parker.
Thanks, Carolina. Good morning, folks. Look at this beautiful sunrise coming over the coast this morning. Got some more pretty colors out there on your screen. Looking at some pink, some blue, purple, yellow, all kinds of pretty colors out there. But what will not look pretty is the nighttime tonight. I can tell you that's going to be a completely different story, and I guarantee y'all will probably be tuning in with us because it's going to look a little bit messy tonight. Look at all that here in a second. 65 right now in Port Lavaca. No need for a jacket this morning, and no need for a jacket all day today because we're getting up to 80 degrees for Christmas Eve. A little bit of a warm one out there. We also have a 20% chance of spotty showers for the daytime, though. Going to be in the morning time, I'm thinking, and also maybe the late afternoon before all the big stuff gets here overnight tonight. 82 for the high in Victoria for Christmas Eve. Same timing for maybe some spotty showers. And the exact same thing, I'm thinking, in Cuero at 82 degrees. And you actually see right here in the background, we're dealing with a little bit of fog this morning, so please be careful if you're on the roads right now. That'll clear up at around 9 a.m. But we have an alert day for today. That's going to be for the strong storms coming tonight between 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. These are your main risks that you can expect with the thunderstorms that are coming our way tonight. But after the thunderstorms and the front passes, we're looking at a beautiful Christmas day tomorrow. And guess what? Maybe some more strong storms for Thursday.
Thank you, Parker, and thank y'all for being with us. Join Shauna, Dawn, Maclovio, and Max today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Have a Merry Christmas Eve.